All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is, and right here, right now, we actually have a West Coast Canadian hip-hop artist, a phenomenal hip-hop artist at that. We got Mo Dirt right here, live on the line. How are you doing this evening?
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, you are most certainly welcome. You know, I gotta say, it's definitely an honor to be able to chop it up with not only a fellow Canadian, but also a talented individual at that, man. So thank you so much for a little bit of your time here this evening.
I appreciate that a lot, man, for real.
But I know you're a busy guy, man, so I'm going to dive right into this, man. But I want to take you back to the beginning of your amazing career this far. And I have to ask, man, what actually got you into the music industry initially, man? Because I know everybody always has a story.
I mean, I grew up fucking big into hip-hop culture and shit, and I wasn't, it wasn't always my dream to be the rapper or anything. I'd say initially, early on, I wanted to be a graffiti artist. I mean, I did get it. I was big into graffiti growing up. It wasn't until probably when I was 18, 19 that I got into the music, and that was after I had a pretty bad opiate addiction to oxys, and when I was like 18, 19, I think, I can't remember, I'd gotten clean for the first time, and it was then that I was just, sitting at home with a lot of extra time on my hands, and I just decided fucking around and just decided to make some music and put some stuff on YouTube, and got into some like YouTube rap contests and shit back in the day, like back in like 2012, and it started getting some good feedback, and I just, kept going with it and seemed to progress fairly quick, and it was just from then on, I just really stuck with it, and 10 years later, here we are.
And also as well, man, on April 10th of 2013, you actually released the amazing 15-track album titled The Grizz Tape. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners a bit more about this earlier release project. And of course, man, is it actually still out there to actually be purchased or streamed today?
That's crazy. I haven't thought about The Grizz Tape in a long time. The Grizz Tape is actually where I have my current logo from, and I'm sure you've seen my logo with the Vancouver Grizzlies twist on that. The original Grizz Tape was just a picture of the OG Vancouver Grizzlies logo, and one of the graphic designers I was working with back in the day decided to do the little mashup combo, and it kind of just stuck, and I've been rocking with that ever since. But yeah, to get back to your question, I actually can't even remember the songs that are on that. That tape is so old, and I can't actually remember if you can even get that online. I'm curious to know how you even heard about that.
I gotta say, man, I was actually scrolling through your Bandcamp, and I actually came across that project, man. And I do have to say, I love the fact that you actually put your own twist on the Vancouver Grizzlies logo, man. Honestly, I absolutely miss that team. I wish Canada actually had 2 basketball teams, but I guess we have to settle for the Raptors, I guess.
I know. Maybe one day. Maybe I can get big enough where it gets hot enough they bring it back, right?
But also, man, I do know you just mentioned a few moments ago how you honestly haven't thought about that project, man. But I was actually thinking when I was putting these questions together for this interview, man, that I realized that 2013 is going on. Next year is going to be a decade, man. Do you think you actually might re-bring out the Grizz Tape as kind of like a remaster type project?
It's definitely nothing that has crossed my mind. I actually did have one other tape before that, one in 2012, where it was called the Self-Titled Project. Those were my first 2 ever mixtapes that I did. And to be honest, I thought that I took them down from the internet. I didn't know they were still up there, or at least the one anyways. I think the one's gone, but yeah, I don't think that's on the agenda.
And also, man, you are actually currently signed to SmartMouth Entertainment. I was wondering if you could actually tell our listeners a bit more about that record deal, and of course, how did you originally get connected with that company to begin with?
So SmartMouth Entertainment is actually my own company. So that's just been something that I've been working on since like 2019, and initially it wasn't created to release music under. Initially I had brought the company up to start throwing my own shows, which is something, I mean, so if you've noticed, if you look back at my music, you would have noticed a gap for a few years there where I was kind of non-existent from the scene. So from like 2013, 2014, or from 2014 to 2015, I kind of faded away and then really came back in 2019. which is when I started the company, came back, started throwing my own shows and stuff locally out here, and it just kind of built from that. And I guess just recently, this year, it's kind of been something that I've been thinking about doing, where I've been releasing music and stuff under it, just as, you know, not signed to anything else, so why not put it out under my own company, right?
I gotta say,
as I go with this stuff, but, you know, it's things are starting to take off really quickly here lately, and things are on a great trajectory, so yeah, I can't complain.
And are you the only artist that's actually currently signed to SmartMouth Entertainment, or do you actually have any, other artists that are actually currently signed to you today?
Yeah, so I actually have two other. I mean, we have our in-house studio, our in-house videographer rather, who's Bumbaclap. He's done the last several music videos for me. He's a great video guy. And then we have another artist, Sean Jackson, who's just a really good homie of mine. And we have a ton of stuff in the works together. And is also just an all-around just phenomenal artist. I definitely suggest checking him out. Yeah.
And also as well, man, aside from the music industry here for a moment, you are also an artist that actually creates canvas prints and custom pieces. I was wondering, what actually made you decide to venture into the art world? And of course, where can our listeners actually check out and potentially buy some of your products today?
So you can check my stuff out at dirtworld.com. That is my website. You can check me out for everything Mo Dirt. Like I had mentioned earlier in this little interview here, I was big into the graffiti scene, so I've always been into the art stuff. Always been into, you know, just graffiti art in general. But it wasn't until the pandemic hit that I really started getting back into the graffiti stuff. I'd say like back in 2019, or no, not 2019. Back when I was 19, in like whenever 18, 19, back in 2012, whenever this was. I kind of just put the art stuff on the side and just really focused on the music. But, yeah, when the pandemic hit, I just started, you know, we all had extra time to do, and pandemic hit everybody in different ways. And one of those ways that hit me was it stopped me from doing the shows and stuff. So I just had extra time on my hands, and I got back into doing the artwork and stuff, and it just, it kicked off. I started doing some custom pieces for some people and started posting about it, and it just really took off. So I figured, fuck it, why not keep going with it?
And I gotta say as well, your art, man, is absolutely phenomenal, man. Just some of the designs that you currently have, man, I definitely gotta hit you up sometime soon and actually get myself a custom canvas.
Hey, man, I appreciate that for sure. Let's get it.
And also, on March 19th of 2021, you actually released the amazing 9-track album titled SmartMouth Cypher Series. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners a story behind this album. And of course, do you actually have any hard copies available of this project to be purchased today?
I do not have any hard copies. There was just a limited amount of 100. Those are long gone now. The SmartMouth Cypher Series. So that was something that I thought of in 2020, I think, where I just wanted to showcase the Canadian rap scene a little bit more, and I connected with just a lot of people that I personally fuck with, made some new connections just by hitting up people that I thought were dope. But yeah, the main theme was to just get strictly Canadian artists from all over Canada to get on these ciphers. And originally I just dropped them like once every month or every other month or so in 2020, and then decided to put together a compilation album that came out in March of 2021. So that was that. And now, sorry, now that we're in 2022, I decided to bring it back and do a video series, as that when all those ciphers were just all audio. So, yeah, I'm doing a video series for the new SmartMouth ciphers, and I will be going city to city, getting all of the top up-and-coming, like, underground dudes that are really doing it out here, or out there, wherever I may be at the time. Yeah, and just to showcase the Canadian artists we have out here. To kick things off, I started in Nanaimo, BC. That was the first one I did, and then I did Victoria, BC. Those are the first two that are out right now. I'm currently working on the Vancouver and the Surrey one. And those are all British Columbia cities, if you're unaware. But yeah, when I go on tour next year, my plan is to just every city that I go in, I'm going to try and get all the top guys from each city and just keep doing city by city to showcase the talent that we got out here.
And I gotta say as well, is it hard sometimes to actually get a hold of these individuals? Because, like, obviously, like, they're in different cities. Do you have connections to each one of these artists? Or is it hard to actually get a hold of a lot of these artists to actually get them on these projects?
A lot of the artists that the ones that are currently out that you've seen, I have personal connections with for the most part. There's been a couple that I've just had to reach out to, but for the most part, it's been all right. There's definitely been a few people that I've reached out to that have had to decline or just hasn't worked out with their schedules or whatever. That happens. But yeah, no, it hasn't been too hard. And the main thing is people fuck with it. They fuck with the movement and the idea of it, and so it's an easy sell on my part, anyways.
And also as well, you currently have your own merchandise available, which I gotta say definitely looks like some high quality grade products. I was wondering if you can actually tell us what is currently available today, and of course, where can our listeners actually snag some Mo Dirt swag today?
So like I said, everything is on my website, dirtsworld.com. Excuse me. I do have hats that aren't available on there. I have snapbacks. I've got a few of them left. You can hit me up on my Instagram, which is @MoDirt, MODIRT, as well as my Facebook page. Pretty much anywhere you can hit me up on social media. I will get back to you. Might not be right away, but give me a day or two and I got you. But yeah, the safest bet is to just hit up the website and make your order on there, which is dirtsworld.com.
And also as well, on October 12th of 2022, you actually released your most recent single titled Too Easy. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners a bit more about this phenomenal song.
Yeah, Too Easy. That's with my homie District Apollo. District Apollo is, he's out in your ends, actually. He's an Ontario-based artist. Yeah, the track is produced by CKOR. It was just something we decided to cook up together. He did his verse, killed his fucking verse. I sat on the track for a long time until I was able to get a verse that matched his shit. And then, yeah, he came out here. He's on tour currently with Junk right now on his Canada-wide tour. And they started in BC, so he flew out here, stayed at my house for a couple days. And, yeah, we recorded the track and went and shot the video quickly and then dropped it a couple days later.
And I do gotta say, it definitely is a phenomenal song, so if anybody that is listening to this interview and hasn't heard this track, make sure you go out and stream it, and of course, add it to your favorite Spotify playlist today. Run them numbers up.
Thank you. I actually did drop something else after this one, too. It's just not on streaming platforms. It's a YouTube exclusive because it's a remix, but I remixed this song called Billie Eilish by this dude, Armani White, and dropped the video and shit to accompany it. Of course, that was done by Bumberclap. I would definitely recommend go checking that shit out. It's pretty funny. It's dope, though.
And also, I have to ask, man, what is next for yourself, Mo Dirt? Is there anything we happen to miss during tonight's interview? Anything else you do still want to talk about, touch on, or promote? Well, we still got you here live on the Canadian FM dial this evening.
I mean, yeah, like for my current plan / goals is right now for the rest of the year is I'm kind of just dialing back and focusing on getting my album done. I am going to be dropping another SmartMouth cipher. I'll be doing, I think, the Vancouver edition. That'll be next. That'll be sometime, probably December, mid-December. Maybe a couple other remixes that I'm going to be dropping. But aside from that, I'm really going to be just focusing on this album. The album is set to release for spring 2023. And from there, I will be doing a Canada-wide tour in the summer of 2023. That's the plan, anyways.
And just touching base on this tour quickly, do you actually have any dates currently set in stone? That way our listeners can actually, pre-plan ahead to come out and see the one and only Mo Dirt live in full effect.
Dates are not, there's no official dates yet. I'm kind of just getting that in the works right now. Some of the cities that are going to be hitting up for sure in Canada, in BC, we have Victoria, Nanaimo, Kamloops, Kelowna, Alberta. I know there's going to be Calgary, Edmonton. In Ontario, there's going to be London. But yeah, none of the dates are confirmed yet, but this will be summer 2023.
And also, Mo, this is the time in the interview right quick that I give a chance for the individual that does slide into the radio station airwaves, just a chance to give like shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to, but most of all your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated on everything you got going on if they're not already doing so.
Yeah, for sure. So like I said already, dirtsworld.com, that's my website. You'll find everything you need to know on me there. The Instagram is at MoDirt, MODIRT. The Facebook is MoDirt. Actual way to spell it is MO''Dirt, all one word. The YouTube channel, which by the way, I got to say, the YouTube channel is killing it right now. We just hit 15,000 subscribers. For anyone that's listening that wants to get in on this contest I'm doing right now, I'm doing a 15,000 subscriber contest giveaway where if you follow my Instagram, follow my sponsored Instagram, HashPapa420, and make sure you're subscribed to YouTube, screenshot all those things, send me a DM with those pictures, and you'll get entered to win a $200 mystery bag from my sponsor, a MoDirt Grizzlies hoodie, a 50% off gift certificate for my website, and a sticker pack. So it's a dope little bundle for sure.
But also, Mo, I gotta say first and foremost, man, thank you so much for just giving us a bit of your time here this evening and sliding into the 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM dial, man. It definitely was an honor and most definitely a privilege, and hopefully down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon. But for now, definitely have yourself a phenomenal Friday night.
Yeah, man, 100%. I appreciate for having me on. Like I said before, this is my my first real radio interview, so it was an honor being on here, and yeah, most definitely we'll get it again for sure.
Hey, man, most definitely. Thank you so much, man, and definitely enjoy your weekend.
All right, man, you too. Have a good one. Bless.